Today, we'll be going over each Champions bundle that has been released so far. I want to focus on certain categories before I give my overall opinion and ranking, mainly because I think each bundle has something that it excels at versus the others. So let's start with finishers. At the number 4 spot, I'm gonna put the 2024 bundle. And I really hate to do this because you can tell that the devs put in a lot of work here. I think they might have overcooked a little bit, right? I'm really happy that they try to do a third person point of view, which is cool. The only thing that kind of ruins it is the pose. Some people say it's Fortnite. I got more of like a K-pop pose from it. And I think that makes more sense since it's in Korea and K-pop is, you know, no duh, big in Korea and other places too, but it originated in Korea. Overall, I think it would have been a little bit cooler if we could have like physically lift the trophy, similar to how players do on stage, like that slow swinging motion, and then like it just pauses at the top or something. I'm not too sure. I think that would have been kind of cool, but it is what it is. Maybe in the future. The shooting the asteroids is cool too. The music is all right. I believe Potter said that they try to incorporate each of the previous anthems into it, and it just sounds a little bit too chaotic for my liking. And I know some people might like it. I'm just not one of those. I do like this like one progression drop that happens here. Do love the little galaxies that's going on. And tying into the whole theme of supernova is pretty cool as well. In the third place spot, I'm gonna put the 2022 bundle. I think this is really impressive to do, especially I think Fire, again, it doesn't get a lot of love, but they use assets from it pretty well. At number 2, I'm gonna put the 2021 bundle here. Every time I have an opportunity to trigger this animation, it just reminds me of the music video. I still think there's some places that it could have been better, like it's kind of hard to see Brim under this lighting, and it would have been cool if he starts to crumble the longer you stay in there. But like I said, I did love the overall story about like if you try to carry the world by yourself, you will crumble. And that leaves us with the 2023 bundles finisher. And I really like this because it's so much different than the other ones. And when you step in this circle, instead of the atmosphere being more intense and the music trying to hype you up, here it's almost the complete opposite. It's giving you the opportunity to bask in the moment, like you're really on stage and the crowd is cheering for you. And the piano is a fantastic choice to add here as well. I only have one small gripe with this finisher, is that sometimes when you're in closed areas with tight spaces, the crowd would sometimes clip out of the finisher. But besides that, every time I get an opportunity to step in here, I just wish it will last longer. I also love that like small little detail that your agent character appears on the screen, really matching the same vibes of Champs itself, as if you're on the stage and the crowd is cheering for you because you just did something sick. And it's also cool to see how like the theme of the music video, the song, and the finisher just all kind of connects. And now we have Melees. At the number 4 spot, I think this wouldn't be a surprise for anyone. It's the kunai from the Champs 2023 bundle. When the leaks of this first came out, I and a lot of people thought you would be able to spin it on your fingers. But to many disappointment, that wasn't the case. We wouldn't be able to see that option until the Mr. Bloom melee came out, and it looked wonderful on there. Just imagine how much cooler it would have been on the Champs 2023 bundle. Also, the kill progressions is hardly noticeable, right? You just get these little triangles that just isn't impactful or doing the trick for me. But I will say the aura around the knife is pretty cool, even though it looks better on the Vandal, which we will get into later. At the number 3 spot, I'm gonna say the karambit. It's pretty cool, don't get me wrong. I think karambits are really cool. It's just that the RGX 3.0 karambit just came out, and then I also think about the Reaver karambit, and then we have this. The glow is nice when you get it, but personally, when I rank it against other karambits, it's not that high. But the exclusivity is something that is going strong for it, and it's the only one with this colorway as well. At the number 2 spot, we'll go with the Champs 2022 butterfly knife. This thing is nice. It's just something about the ruby and red. It just slaps hard. This is a solid colorway, in my opinion. And I wouldn't mind if it came back, especially for the Vandal, because I don't think we have a ruby and gold variation for the Champs Vandals. Plus, the kill progression you get with it being slowly covered with more ruby particles on it is just nice. But what really sets this apart, outside of it being a butterfly knife, is the animation you get once you're like top fragging. And I believe it's 25 kills. Which can be a hard number to get, but when you get it, you really cherish this kind of animation. And that just leaves us with the Champs 2024 melee. No surprise here for me personally. I'm gonna just be honest, I like the blades. I like blades in general. And I know some people don't because they think it covers too much of your area, but I counterpoint that with saying that it doesn't cover the area of your screens that is like important. Like if anything, you get a wider view range of what's in front of you rather than like having like a certain side of your screen completely blocked by a big melee. But like I said, I love swords, and it's kind of weird because I kind of like the non-upgraded version of it. The sound effects is kind of nice. But even when you do upgrade it, the animations is cool. I even like this little vertical drop that you do with the blade. My only thing is that I wish they kept the part where the blade slides across your hands. That's just like one of my favorite animations with any of the blades in Valorant. And each upgrade basically gives you a different sword, right? You're basically getting 3 in 1. And I'm not even done glazing this melee either. You can attach gun buddies to it. Indirectly, of course. And the fact that it's the first melee, and so far the only one to do that, it just knocks it up a point and possibly just makes it in a class of its own. It's also quite satisfying to see the slash contrails. I prefer the uncracked version of it, but it might grow on me. It might grow on me later. And next we have the gun models, shooting, and animations. At the 4th spot, I'm putting the 2021 bundle here. Which, I mean, come on guys, let's be honest. It's a reskinned default Vandal, right? Don't get me wrong, it still has some cool aspects to it, like how it has champions written on it, and then sometimes it glows up depending on where you are. That's a really cool feature, but outside of that, it's not really doing much. At the number 3 spot, I'm putting the Champs 2023 Vandal here. It's kind of funny, like this is the perfect definition of aura diff, right? The aura, it has probably the coolest aura among all the champions rifles in my opinion. The color scheme is nice. The kill progression indicator is okay. It just doesn't do enough for me personally. But outside of that, it's pretty solid. At the number 2 spot, I will put the 2024 Phantom here. I kind of prefer the uncracked version of it. Basically what I'm saying, I think the white and the purple supernova lava lamp vibes is better than when it gets like golden cracked, at least based on what I've seen so far and what I felt. That could change in the future. And I know people say they don't really like the like flashiness, but you don't have to fully upgrade it, and you can just have the white version, which is still pretty nice to see. But honestly, you can't go wrong with the 2024 Phantom either. And that leaves us with the 2022 Phantom at the number 1 spot. The progression is really nice with the ruby. You just notice it so much more, and it just kind of changes the whole gun. Overall, I wish I had the 2022 Phantom. Low-key, it might be the best Phantom in the game. I've never really been a fan of like the shooting of other Phantoms because first of all, it's a silencer, so of course they sound suppressed. I like it when my shots have a little bit of like oomph to them, like a bass. It feels heavy, and out of all the Phantoms, this one sounds quite heavy, and the style of it is nice. It would be kind of nice if Riot decided to re-release the championship bundles for the console, just like how they did for China. Just an idea out there. Next, I want to talk about the rifle inspect and the kill sound effects. At number 4, I'm gonna put the 2023 one there. Again, this is just preference, you know, art is subjective. I just feel like the other ones are better than this one. At the number 3 spot, I'm gonna put the 2024 one there. Again, it's not low because I think it's bad, but the other ones are higher. Also, outside of this progression though, at the beginning, the rest of the inspect sound too chaotic for me personally. Even though I really like the anthem that it's based off of, the more you listen to it, the more you appreciate everything that went into it. But at the number 2 spot, I'm gonna put the 2021 there. It just has a more heavier sound to it versus the 2023 one. And that's just like my preference when it comes to kill sounds, which is one of the reasons why I don't usually like Phantoms, because they just don't have that heavy hitting sound to them. But at the number 1 spot, the 2022 Phantom kind of delivers with that. And plus the inspect just goes stupid hard. And I know we already did this, but that transition with its finisher is just, it's a thing of beauty. We got to listen to it again.
And I'm still hungry.
Next, we have the accessories, basically like player cards, sprays, and the gun buddies. At the number 4 spot, I'm gonna put the 2023 one here. Let's be honest, it's mainly carried by Wingman himself. Everything else is just kind of just there. At the number 3 spot, I'm gonna put the 2022 accessories here. The Champs trophy is cool, but at the number 2 spot, I just really like what the 2024 bundle is doing. It's a bit different, and the gun buddy kind of goes hard with the Phantom and the blade. And at the number 1 spot, I'm gonna put the 2021 bundle accessories, mainly because the Sage player card, I'm always jealous whenever my friends use this bad boy. But regardless, I think I'm gonna put the Vandal bundles a little bit lower, not because they're bad, but because Riot is just too damn good at making Vandals in general. You know, both the 2021 and 2023 Vandals would be A tier in my opinion, but fall short of S tier. Basically, I can name 5 Vandals better than the Champions ones. Shoot, maybe even 10 if I'm really like being picky. On the flip side though, I think both Phantoms make it into my S tier of Phantoms in general. Maybe even the top 5 of all Phantoms, low key. Because it kind of delivers everything I like in rifles, especially Phantoms, you know? It's really hard for me to find a Phantom skin that I like just because it's a silencer rifle. But overall, I think at the number 4 spot, I'm gonna put the 2021 bundle there. The karambit kind of carries this bundle, and I'm sure a lot of people will rate this higher because of nostalgia, but nostalgia can only go so far for me personally. At the number 3 spot, I'm gonna put the 2023 bundle. I do have to say the highlight of this one is the finisher, and the last two are very, very close. I have to be really nitpicky, but at the number 2 spot, it's the 2024 for me. Personally, the thing that's holding it back is the finisher pose. Like, this is something that is going to like keep me from actually wanting to stand in the middle of it every single round that I'm able to get it. And plus the crack version, maybe the crack version will like grow on me, because I do like the fact that there's like light shining between it. But overall, I just like the white version and then this like pink purple supernova lava lamp vibes that it has going on a lot more than the crack. Still a top 5 Phantom for me, right? And at the number 1 spot, it's the 2022. It's just audio diff, and sound design encompass like one of the things that makes Valorant so much better than other games. I'm truly upset that I didn't get the 2022 Champions bundle. Hopefully Riot releases it for consoles. But you guys let me know down below which bundles were your favorite and why. Till then, stay safe, and I'll be yapping in the next one.